Praise Yahuwah. Reading the book of Genesis, and we are on chapter 32 in the Et Sefer. And Yaakov went on his way, and the angels of Elohim met him. And when Yaakov saw them, one second. And when Yaakov saw them, he said, "This is Elohim's host." And he called the name of that place Machanaim. And Yaakov sent messengers before him to Esau his brother, unto the land of Seir, to the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, "Thus shall ye speak unto my Adonai Esau. Your servant Yaakov says thus, I have sojourned with Laban, and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and asses, flocks and manservant and women servants, and I have sent to tell my Adonai, that I may find grace in your sight." And the messengers returned to El Yaakov, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and also he comes to meet you, and 400 men with him." Then Yaakov was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels into 2 bands, and said, "If Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape." And Yaakov said, "O Elohoi of my father Abraham, and Elohoi of my father Isaac, Yahuwah, which said unto me, Return unto your country and to your kindred, and I will deal well with you. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which you have showed unto your servant, for with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray you, from the hand of my brother, from the hands of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And you said, I will surely do you good, and make your seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." And he lodged there at the same night, and took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau his brother, and 200 she-goats, and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams, 30 milk camels and their colts, 40 kine, and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, and 10 fowls. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, Pass over before me, and put a space between drove and drove. And he commanded the foremost, saying, When Esau my brother meets you, and asks you, saying, Whose are you, and where go you, and whose are these before you? Then you shall say, They be your servant Yaakov's. It is a present sent unto my Adonai Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the drove, saying, On this manner shall ye speak unto Esau, when ye find him. And say ye, Moreover, behold, your servant Yaakov is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goes before me, and afterward I will see his face. Perchance he will accept me. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. He rose up that night and took his 2 women and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that all that he had. And Yaakov was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. This Hebrew, not Greek, is wrestling with the Most High, like a father wrestles with his son. Follow their Elohim. He touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Yaakov's thigh was out of joint. And he wrestled with him, and he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." And he said, "I will not let you go, except you bless me." Father wrestling with his son, right? And he said, Yaakov. And he said, "Your name shall no more be called Yaakov, but Israel." But Israel, Yesharel, for as a prince have you power with Elohim, and with men, and have prevailed. And Yaakov asked him and said, "Tell me, I pray you, your name." And he said, "Wherefore is it that you ask after my name?" And he blessed him there. And Yaakov called the name of that place Peniel, for I have seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. And he passed over Peniel, and as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Yesharel eat not the shinu which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Yaakov's thigh, and the shinu shrank. Chapter 33. And Yaakov lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the 2 handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost in the front, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost in the back. And he passed over before them, and he went in front of them, and he went in front of all his wives. So he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and hugged him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they cried. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, "Whose are those with you?" And he said, "The children which Elohim has graciously given your servant." Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, "What do you mean by all this drove which I met?" And he said, "These are to find grace in the sight of my Adonai." And Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep that you have unto yourself." And Joseph said, "Nay, I pray you, if now I have found grace in your sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen your face as though I have seen the face of Elohim, and you were pleased with me. Take, I pray you, my blessing that is brought to you, because Elohim has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough." And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, "Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before you." And he said unto him, "My Adonai knows the children are tender, and the flock and the herds with young are with me. And if the men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Adonai, I pray you, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly according to the cattle that goes before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my El Adonai, unto Seir. And Esau said, let me now leave with you some of the flock that are with me, some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needs? Why? Let me find grace in your sight, my Adonai. So Esau returned. So people back in the day, out of respect, used to out of respect, people over them Adonai. But Yahuwah says, don't call anybody on earth Adonai, for he is our Father, right? What do people need that respect for? If they're not qualified, even if they feel qualified. The Most High is our Father. But this was a custom of respect, but the respect is for Father. So we don't do that no more. So people's feelings got to be hurt in a not disrespectful way. Their feelings just got to be hurt. So them Catholics need to sit down. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, and Yaakov journeyed to Succoth, and built him a house, and made Succoth for his cattle. What is that? Booths. Oh, he made booths. Okay, so it says that Succoths are booths, tents, kind of, for his cattle. Therefore, not kind of, I need to study that some more. So I know, so that's like tabernacles, because like the Feast of Tabernacles, the booths. So I don't know what the booths, like the picture in my mind what a booth is, I don't know what it looked like back in the day. And built him a house, and made Succoth booths for his cattle. Therefore, because it can't be a tent if it's for the cattle, right? Because I thought it was a tent, but it's for the cattle, so it has to be like a pen or something. For his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth. And Yaakov came to Salem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram. And he pitched his tent before the city, and he brought a parcel of the field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected an altar and called it El Elohoi Yasharel, the Elohai of Israel, not of the Greeks. Man, look how important that is. The El Elohai of Israel. Your Christian's Bible should say that too. The Elohoi of Israel, which Israel is the father of the Hebrews, which are the Jews, which is his fourth son, Judah. Has nothing to do with Greek whatsoever. So that is just like proof over and over and over and over again that Christianity is a lie. Got to come up out of that and read scripture. Like, I don't understand how when I talk to people, they don't understand when I tell them, like, you just need to have a relationship with the Most High yourself and read scripture. He is able to talk to you. He is able to guide your life. He is able to bring you out of this world system if you only depend on him. Gonna jump into chapter 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bore unto Yaakov, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Chivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her, and lay with her, and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov. And he loved the damsel. Oh my goodness, this chapter right on time. You're about to learn that Christianity is really pagan. And spoke kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spoke unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to be my woman. And Yaakov heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Yaakov held his peace until they were come. So they're new in the land. Jacob's daughter went out to look for friends, whatever, right? They're having this celebration party, and the prince of the city takes Jacob's daughter and defiles her, and that's where we're at in the story right now. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to El Yaakov to commune with him. And the sons of Yaakov came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, and lying with Yaakov's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I pray you give her him to be his woman, and make you marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. But these people have two different ways of life. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade in the land, and get you possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father, and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to be my woman. And the sons of Yaakov answered Shechem, Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this we will consent unto you, if ye shall be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not listen unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Yaakov's daughter. And he was more honorable than all the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of the city, saying, These men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for us. For it was large enough for them. Let us take their daughters unto us for women, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will they consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be one people. If every man among us be circumcised as they are circumcised, shall not their cattle be in their substance, and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. So they plan to be deceitful also. They plan to take all their substance. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son listened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass in the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Yaakov, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brethren. So the book of Genesis leaves out a lot that the book of Jasher does cover. So it looks like we'll pick up on some of this in the book of Jasher, because I don't think it's going to mention it in Genesis. The book of Jasher goes into more detail of the book of Jasher goes into more detail about the book of Genesis. And took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Yaakov came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep, and their oxen, and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their women they took captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Yaakov said to Simon and Levi, You have troubled me to make me to speak among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and shall slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with a hoe, as with a harlot? So Dinah's brothers don't play. She went to this party, or she went to go explore the land, wound up at a party. The guy took her virginity. And then her two brothers went and killed the whole city. Bam. Right. The history of the world. This is the history of the world. It's the history of the world. Look at kids today. At least they did it in our Father's name. I don't know. Family history. It's been going on for a while. And we're going to jump into verse chapter 35. And Elohim said unto El Yaakov, Arise, go up to Bet-El, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto Elohim that appeared unto you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. Then Yaakov said unto his household, and to all that were with him, Put away the strange Elohim that are among you, and be clean, and change your clothes, and let us get up, and go to Bet-El, and I will make there an altar unto Elohim, who answered me in the day of my distress. Right, I don't know about y'all, but Yahuwah answered me in the day of my distress. I was spinning out in the car as my husband was chasing behind me, mad for some reason, trying to hit me. And I just got calm, and the Holy Spirit was just like, you're going to live. And I lived. And it helped me get through a lot. Because life be crazy, and you don't know why. It just be crazy. It just be crazy. Sometimes. But I lived. And that ain't the only thing I lived through. So I know the Most High is with me. So I'm going to seek him and get right, because as I was like, la 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 through life, some things ain't right. And you only make it out of certain situations because of the Most High. And so I'm going to study. I'm going to receive this gift of salvation. I'm going to work because I sit in my Father's house. Right? That's the mission. I want to sit at my Father's table. One day, we're really going to sit at our Father's table and eat. Either you're going to sit at his Father's table and eat real food like you eat, and it's probably going to taste so much better, or you're going to be in hell burning forever. I want a good meal after this life, you know. I'm hoping for it. Anyways, back to chapter 35, verse 4. And they gave unto El Yaakov all the strange Elohoi. So everybody, now if y'all got some strange Elohim, some false gods, y'all can let it go and get right? Because scripture said they did it, right? Yahuwah, look, y'all just tested, seen it ain't real. Now it's time to get right and seek the Most High, praying, right? And it's like, really seek Him, pray, like for reals. Really study and seek Him so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that He's real, not just because somebody told you. And 1 second. And gave unto El Yaakov all the strange Elohim which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Yaakov hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of Elohim was upon the cities that were round about them. Man, the book of Jasher tells you why. And they did not pursue after the sons of Yaakov. And Yaakov came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel. And he and all the people that were with him, and he built there an altar, and called the place Bethel, because there Elohim appeared unto him. And he fled from the face of his brother, when he fled from the face of his brother. But Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried beneath Bethel, under an oak. And the name of it was called Alon Bachath. And Elohim appeared unto El Yaakov again, and he came out of Padan Aram, when he came out of Padan Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said unto him, Your name is Yaakov. Your name shall not be called any more Yaakov, but Yesharel shall your name be called. And he called his name Yasharel. And Elohim said unto him, I am El Shaddai, Elohim all-powerful. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of you, and kings shall come out of your loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to you I will give it, and to your seed after you will I give the land. And Elohim went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Yaakov set up a pillar in that place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Yaakov called the name of that place where Elohim spoke with him, Bethel. And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath. And Rachel travailed, and she had a hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, you shall have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died, and was buried in the way to Ephrathah, which is Bethlehem. And Yaakov set a pillar upon her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. And Yesharel journeyed and spread his tent beyond Migdol Eber. And it came to pass, when Yesharel dwelt in the land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Yesharel heard it. Now the sons of Yaakov were 12, the sons of Leah, Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, and Simon and Levi and Yehuda, and Issachar and Zebulun, the sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin, the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali, and the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Yaakov, which were born to him in Padan Aram. And Yaakov came unto El Yitzchak his father to Mamre, unto Kirat Arba, which is in Chevron, where Abraham and Yitzchak sojourned. And the days of Yitzchak were 180 years, and Yitzchak gave up his Ruach, Isaac, and he died and was gathered unto his people, being old and very full of days, and his son Esau and Yaakov buried him. Chapter 36.